Tell us where you are, who you are, how did you get here in the world of high level? I'm excited for this 3-day workshop. I know it's going to be internet breaking to say the least.
I'm super pumped too. Thank you so much for having me. It's been a blessing to work with High Level. You guys have an amazing team, amazing squad. And ever since integrating, moving everything over to High Level, like it's changed my business, it's changed my life. The people in the community are just amazing. So it's been really, really awesome. The I'll go into today's training and every day's training. I always like to teach through stories. So I'll get to share a lot of that in case it's the first time we're meeting. But um I'll just share two things right now. I first got started with internet marketing really early in 2010. I'm 34 years old right now. So I was really early trying to be a YouTuber. And at that time, I was a professional hip hop dancer. I danced for T-Pain, was on a dance crew back in the day. We used to do like stuff like this. And then I got let go from the tour and I had to try to make money. And I went to YouTube to try to be a dancer online. And that was my first business, was teaching people how to dance the robot. It was a journey full of struggle. The only person that watched my videos for the first couple of years was actually my mom. So shout out, love you, mom. But in terms of like how, my process of how to be a good internet marketer, it was basically, how do I get people besides my mom to watch my dance videos? And that was the question I had to figure out. And I learned about the beginnings of SEO and ranking and creating good content, then creating a website, and then how to make money. Because I just thought naively at the beginning I could just post videos online and money would show up. It did show up. 2.5 years later, my first payment of 43 cents. So all that hard work. Then after that, starting to get serious about like what's a funnel, what's a website, what's a lead, and then yeah, that was the beginning. Eventually, it grew actually to the number one place people learn how to dance a robot. So that was pretty cool. The only problem with that was I thought learning the robot was something everyone wanted to do. Actually, I would love to see in the comments if you know how to dance the robot, please say yes or no. But apparently, despite being the number one robot website on the internet, all I could make was like, I shouldn't say all I could make, $5,000 per month. I thought it was $1 million operation. It wasn't. It was $5,000 a month, but it was enough for me to actually quit my 9 to 5. So it was life changing in that regard. So a lot of stuff happened in between. Again, I'll get to share more stories, but I think how I became popular as a business content creator was actually during the pandemic. My wife and I, we were living full time in a Sprinter van. We were doing that tiny life, tiny home living, driving around the country. And my online business, how I was making most of the money at the time and still to this day, is as an affiliate. So I actually don't. I was used to promoting other people's products, and I've been making 7 figures commissions for the past few years doing that. But why I went viral in the van is because I was kind of like this multi-millionaire guy who lived in a van. First of all, that's raises red flags on the internet. Why, if you're a millionaire, why would you live in a van? Shouldn't you have a Lambo? Shouldn't you have a mansion? But I'm a believer in that wealth is not about how much stuff you own, it's how much time you have. And the other thing too is my entire business, sometimes we only have Wi-Fi one day a week. Most of the times it was just one day a week. So I was running all this business and making 7 figures with Wi-Fi one day a week. So combine that, which already sounds really sketchy to people who have their skeptic radar, and then combine that with living in a van, then it was like, there's no way this guy's legit. And that controversy of the image and the optics of that ended up took my brand from 100,000 followers to, I think I have near 2 million across all social media. But yeah, that's two stories at least to warm us up here today. So cheers to the people who know how to dance. Cheers to anyone. If anyone has anyone lived in an RV or wants to do van life or RV life, comment below. I will resonate with you. I think that's an awesome lifestyle.
Well, Adrian, here's what I know about you. You took the affiliate game by storm when it comes to high level, and I consider you to be a professional at that, at those strategies. So, when I initially talked to you and your team about, hey, let's do a 3-day workshop. So one of the hopes that I have is that you share the wealth of knowledge you have in the affiliate game as well. But we spent some time thinking about a great topic, and we landed on the idea of magnetic marketing, and you have multiple strategies around that. And real quick, could you give us a overview of what we can expect for day one? What will we learn today? And those of you that are commenting, I'm seeing the comments here. Continue telling us what city you're checking in from. I want more comments, literally on all of our streaming, because I want someone like Adrian to be excited to come back to do more of these workshops and events like that. Plus, he's a very busy person, has a whole team behind him, and they're all busy as well. A great team to work with, by the way, Adrian. They've been pleasant to be around, and we appreciate all the efforts. But day one, give us an idea of day one. Help us understand what we will learn today.
Yes. Over the next 3 days, there's going to be a central theme across everything you're going to learn. I'm someone who, the thought of cold calling someone or booking a demo and talking to a customer on the phone, it seems like my worst nightmare, uh, ironically, and I'm in internet sales. So all the strategies I have built that have worked across affiliate marketing in my own businesses, and I have classes, and I've tried all the things. They all can scale without you having to put a 1-to-1 ratio of time and effort or time to dollar. So if you're looking for ways that your business can grow without you actually running in the business, every day is going to help you do that. And these strategies, they will 100% apply to SaaS. I'm actually in the middle of launching my own white labeled SaaS. I cannot wait. It's going to launch in March, and I hope to break some records. It can apply to, if you want to do affiliate, it can apply. I also own an agency. So if you want to grow your agency that way, these are strategies that work in pretty much every single industry and niche. There's not an example that it won't work in, but it can scale your success, your leads, or your sales in any industry without having to dial and pick up the phone or cold call or go through some of those things which do work. They just seem a lot harder to me versus putting in these, like, planning these little passive income and passive traffic strategies. So if that appeals to you, let's comment the word passive, because I think that's something that's my strong suit. I like things to work without me. The other thing too, today specifically, is going to be a method that involves how to turn a stranger, who basically, if you're trying to grow a business, everyone's a stranger, and to basically pay you money and trust you almost right away. And then you follow up with that lead to then put, maybe it's your back end SaaS offer or high ticket service or something you do. These strategies, without talking to that person, trying to build rapport over the phone or over Zoom, there's ways to do that. And today is going to, we're going to talk about one of my favorite ways to. Now, the only warning I'll say here is that it's not, these are going to have different challenges, right? I think there's a big challenge when you pick up the phone and you call someone and you've never talked to them before and you're trying to gauge their interest into your service. To me, that's really scary. So some of you, that may like, that's scary. I do that every single day. Like, that's just like normal life for me. Like, I can't believe you think that's scary. Now I'm about to teach you the opposite strategy. And so to me, I think this stuff is easy, and I've worked really hard to go for it. And you might think, oh my gosh, this is really intimidating. I could never do that. But, so there's different ways to win. I'm going to teach you today a specific way to win that's going to involve being a little bit creative, putting yourself out there. And the benefit of that is that it'll be able to make money while you sleep, grow without you constantly trading your time for dollars. So if that sounds exciting, comment below, let me know.
Yep, absolutely. So as we get started, a couple of house rules that I just want to establish so that way we're all on the same page. If you are already inside the Zoom room, when Adrian or I say comment, what you're doing is actually direct messaging me because we've turned off the Zoom comments.
Oh, you
What
have. Got
you,
you.
yeah, we've intentionally turned off the Zoom commenting because we want the engagement to be saved so other people can follow it. And let me go ahead and unmute everyone, or turn off the ability to unmute so that way we don't have any noise issues. So yeah, either go to our Facebook group. We have three of them. We have the official community, the SaaSpreneur community. We have the 5-day challenge group. We also have the job network. So sorry, 4 Facebook groups that are around high level. In addition, we are live right now on the Facebook page, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, and something else. Uh, Yeah, we're live somewhere else as well. So wherever you're watching, pick a dedicated channel and put your comments there. I'm gonna be going through all of those comments. We have our restreaming software where I basically have all those comments centralized into one place, so I can see all your comments. And plus, Jordan and Ethan, who are our community managers, are also helping me fill it. And by the way, we will have a offer for all of you that are maybe brand new and you don't even have a high level account. So if you stay through the entire way, we'll make sure you get some of our bonuses and things like that. So we'll share a little bit more notes on that. Let me go ahead and mute somebody here. Okay, cool. Awesome. So Adrian, let me go ahead and have you unmute. I muted everyone just to make sure I had the room properly set up. Okay, cool. So let's get right into it. Those of you that are asking, replays will be available, emailed out to you tonight. We'll have replays in our high level YouTube channel. In case if you are brand new to high level and don't have an account, don't worry about it. You don't need an account for now. Sit through, watch the strategies that we're going to teach you that can help you get to revenue, and we'll get going. So, Adrian, help us understand day one. I know we shared a little bit about a couple of the methods. There were three big methods that you really wanted to teach. I'm curious on what you're really creating the foundation on today.
Yeah, today's going to be that first intro to building traffic and leads and sales, where you can basically plant these passive income streams. And the theme of today is I'm calling it the teaching method. It's proven, it's tried and true. And then once you learn it, you'll understand why it's one of the best ways to build trust for your customers, and almost instantly. So by the time they want to work with you, you don't have to go through any of the, hey, let me tell you who I am and this is our business and we're great at these things, because they already know all that. They basically just want to keep working with you because you've already built trust, you've helped them already, and now it's more of like, what else do you have to offer? And so it's one of the best. To me, that doesn't sound like sales at all. It's when the customer is already ready to buy, they just are wanting to know what are all the things you could help them with. So that's the teaching methods day one, and we can get started whenever. I'll just
Absolutely. Day one, teaching method. How did you figure this out? Help us understand what this is all about and give us the rundown on this.
Yeah, let's get into it. Now I pulled up your comments on the Facebook group because I was like looking for comments in the Zoom. I was like, hey, what's going on here? No one's saying anything, but now I get it. Okay, so Facebook group, I'll be able to see your comments there and questions.
Awesome.
Okay,
And I'll field the Facebook page that's public, and then we can take turns going through questions as we need.
perfect. All right, so here's my promise for today. You're going to learn how to automate high qualified leads and trusting customers while you sleep, right? Sounds awesome. Sounds like that 4-hour work week, Tim Ferriss passive income dream. You're sitting on a beach. And the best part, at least for me, is you're going to be able to do this without cold calls or cold outreach. By the way, I'm not against those things. I know they work. They're just scare me, right? And that's okay. Got to be honest. Know where your strengths and weaknesses are. But here's what's crazy about this strategy. It works so dang good that even on its own, it could be a legit income stream for you, or maybe even a whole entire business as it is for me. By implementing this strategy for me, it's basically brought on an extra $30,000 per month since I've been doing it. And I averaged that since the beginning, even on my days where I had zero income. My income now so high from this one strategy alone is its entire business with its own employees. That's the power and beauty of this. And again, it can grow without trading a one-to-one time to ratio, which is awesome. And then if you stick to the end, there's an incredibly awesome offer that Go High Level is going to offer to anyone that's here live, but you have to stick to the end to make sure you get it. Also, another incentive why you should stick to the end is you're going to get my snapshots of the teaching method. And this has actually helped me generate over 7 figures a year with it. And I cannot wait for you to see them because it's going to blow your mind. And I'll just say that because I'll just wait till you see them. I will show them today, but they're fascinatingly simple. They're not complicated. But here's a quick context. This is the only slide about me in case we're meeting for the first time. I mentioned this earlier on. On the left here, this is I would make TikToks in my van when my wife and I were living full time in it. And this is how we got really popular online, living in a van, driving across the country, Wi-Fi one day a week, running our 7-figure business. And if you looked at us, if you were to meet us, you would have no idea because we're minimalist at heart. So I think money and wealth, all of us here are trying to make more money, I assume. And I think wealth doesn't look like the form of a Lamborghini or mansions. I think true wealth is people that own your time. And so that's the thing that I try to incorporate in my teachings is like, yes, I want you to all be rich. I want you to use my strategies to make a ton of money. But when you have that money, I don't want you to go spending it on these obsolete objects that bring no fulfillment. I want you to buy back your time and have freedom. So freedom, it's the most amazing thing. I've been featured in a lot of different places. I won't go into much more detail, but some people, they don't believe me that I used to dance for T-Pain. This is one of my only little video gifs right here. Me with the skunk fade haircut. I used to dancing with T-Pain. He was actually one of my big inspirations because he's only like 5-ish years older than me. When I first met him, I was a broke, poor college kid, and he was like 26 and was already worth like 30 million. And although he's basically opposite of a minimalist, it was the first person I met, like, oh my gosh, like I didn't know it was possible to generate this amount of money. And so he basically like just like he never taught me a tutorial, he didn't teach me how to build funnels or anything, but just by him existing was like, whoa, it's possible that you can do this. And I like to think the strategies they do today are kind of model off artists like T-Pain. An artist like T-Pain, he doesn't build his website, he doesn't launch ads, he doesn't, do all the things that we're trying to do right now to basically build a life that we love. Instead, the artist optimizes their business so that they only do the thing that they love, which for most artists is making music. And so I don't know what your thing is, but I like to build all my businesses where they can work without me so I can focus on the things I love. Right now, I love playing a lot of pickleball. So I get to do that a lot. My businesses allow me to play more pickleball versus the other way around where I'm always stuck working on the business. And what's amazing today is going to be your first strategy, the teaching method that can already start working on you building systems that work without you, train that 1-to-1 ratio over time. So super, super exciting.
I love that. And by the way, for those of you that are watching, just to have a quick incomes claim and disclaimer, everything we're teaching does not mean tomorrow you're going to go generate a bunch of money. These are principles and fundamentals and foundations that we have put together, and obviously with Adrian's business that led him to a ton of income, but doesn't mean it'll give you the same exact results. These are principles that you want to apply and see what happens. But we are very confident in what we're teaching. Otherwise, we wouldn't be teaching it at all. But I just want you to know that your realistic expectations should be there, and that's a scenario for all workshops, all events, anything that we ever do. So I just got to be the good guy here, being the good police, and our legal team will be very happy about that.
Dude, I will also echo that. So in case you missed the beginning, I've been doing this since 2010. So that's 14 years of building these passive income seeds. And the longer that I've been doing them, the more that they've grown. I've never launched something and then boom, it went to any of these incomes that they are now. And I always try to preface, because I also have a legal team. When you talk about making money online, you have to have one. These are all things I'm giving my specific numbers. This is what I've done using these strategies. Your results are going to vary, even if you follow the exact same instruction. But I do have tons of results. They vary. I have people that are doing these on small levels and big levels. And the most amazing thing is when you know the right strategy, it's up to you to determine what that success looks like. But as long a lot of the mystery is like, what's the actual legit strategy that can work and I can see progress. And that's what we're trying to do today. So
Love
the
it.
teaching method. Why do the teaching method? Because it's going to be challenging. It's going to be different. Here's why. Two big sales problems. And if you think these are real problems and you agree, I want you to say, yes, I do feel this. Okay. Number one, your customers don't know you. If anyone has ever come across that problem, let us know in the comments. Have you ever met a customer who had no idea who you were? Two, your customers don't trust you. Have you ever come across a customer who like, you could help them? Like literally they're like begging for your help, but not begging that, but like you could make a massive impact with them, you could change your business, but they do not trust you. They just are like, I don't trust you. There's something about you. Your logo's weird. I don't like the way that you talk to me. I just do not trust you. Don't talk to me again. Even though like you could change your life, right? You ever come across that? Yes, I see comments here. Yes, of course. Yes.
Type in yes if you've seen that kind of a scenario. I'm looking at the Facebook page here, and Adrian's looking at the main Facebook community,
Yeah,
Facebook group.
yeah. Yeah. Phil comments, 3, your customers don't like you. Well, I would say prospective, right? That one's more of like your customers, maybe they don't like you, but they love working with you from a business perspective because you're helping them. Okay. So the teaching method fixes that. Here's how. Customers will go through the teaching method and they get rid of those 2 problems because they consider you the trusted leader, even if you're not, of the industry, and they'll buy from you without the need to be sold, right? Sounds too good to be true. But this is what the teaching method does, and you'll learn why. And to create the teaching method, I'm going to oversimplify it into basically these 3 steps. We're going to do a little exercise today on how all of you could actually literally get started on the teaching method today. The first is going to be like a brain dump of what are things that you could potentially teach someone or in your niche and persona, and also some research. Then we'll make the outline, and then we'll launch and promote it. And this is essentially how you can get started in 3 simple steps for the teaching method. So the teaching method is this concept that you're going to teach your prospects, the industry, your prospective customers, or your current customers, something that they have a problem with, have a challenge with, are trying to learn, trying to figure out something that they're trying to improve upon that would make them better at their job, at their business, at their career, or help them with like handle their customers better in their business, right? There's nothing off the table here. Just make sure that you're teaching something relevant. And I shared at the beginning, one of my first business was teaching. It was teaching people how to dance the robot, and it became the #1 most downloaded robot dance tutorial. Here's the problem with the teaching method. It's nothing about the strategies. Like, I don't care if you're in the real estate niche, if you're in the content creator niche, any niche, people are trying to learn how to do their job better. Insurance agents, everyone's trying to learn how to get the extra edge, how to improve by 10%, how to get more sales, how to close more leads, how to send better emails, like get open rates, right? There's always a endless wave of demand for learning. Okay. So you have to accept that, like, everyone's trying to learn and get better. The problem, if you take on the teaching method, is not going to be the market, no matter what industry you're in. It's actually going to be right here in between your eyes with this thing called imposter syndrome. Now, we have probably a range of people here. Some people are already successful, got the awards, they're crushing life. So for them to start teaching, it's like, oh yeah, well, I should be the teacher because I'm the best. Okay. That's never been the answer for me. I've never been the best at anything. But I'm speaking to everyone here, including the people who think they're the best, but especially the people who are just starting out. Because right away, if you start thinking, well, like, what am I going to teach? Who am I to teach? I just graduated college. I'm broke. I got nothing to offer, right? These aren't real things, real problems. This is just imposter syndrome. This is the only problem with this. It's a mental one. Because even if you do think you're the best, like, I remember when I first started making dance tutorials, I was a living room dancer. I learned how to dance in Iowa. So the worst place in the world to become a pro dancer. And I posted my dance tutorials, and they were really bad. You could look them up if you really want to look up my name, Adrian Brambila. I never deleted them. They're all there. And you can see a terrible, cringy dance videos. And I had real professionals in LA, like real professionals. I would think, oh my gosh, like, once I realized, holy crap, they've seen them. I was like, who am I, this living room Iowa dancer, to be making dance tutorials, teaching people how to dance when I've only been dancing for 6 months? I'm not a professional. I've never been on tour. Like, I've never been to a jam or a battle. Like, I'm a nobody. But here's the thing. That wasn't a real problem. That's a problem that only existed in my mind, because there's no rules to teaching in this context. I want to make clear, right? I don't imagine anyone here is teaching someone how to do open heart surgery. There's definitely a lot of rules on if you want to be a good teacher for that. And I imagine all the people in niches and categories, we're not in these like surgery or type life or death situations. We're more of like teaching our skills and our experience. But here's where you conquer, and you have to think about imposter syndrome if you're going to become a teacher of sort. Is me, the living room Iowa dancer, the nerdy guy teaching robot dance moves, is going to appeal to people who are just like me, starting out, nerds, kids that don't want to basically learn from the best professional who's in Taylor Swift dance videos and is like super sexy and ripped with an 8-pack. Like that guy to them is although he actually is better, I would lose in a battle every single day. That person is unrelatable because they don't see a connection as a teacher. And even though I'm probably teaching not in the best way, my customers are going to come to me and build trust with me because I relate to them. And so it's not about being the best. It's not about even about anything about skill, to be honest. It's really about being relatable. So your background, your experiences, your tribulations, where you came up from, where you live, how you do things, the way you talk, the way you look, these are all things that actually become your biggest assets because other people will relate to you based off those things and more. And they care about that more than essentially who's the best. Now, some people do want to learn from the best, but most people don't. Most people want to follow and learn from someone that they relate to. And even if the information is the exact same, the customer will learn more and build trust based off your information because they relate to you better than the person who is the Lamborghini guy or the person who seems like they're on a whole nother planet of skill. Relatability becomes your best asset.
So
Does that
Adrian,
make
let's
sense?
let's do a quick temperature check here. I love everything you've shared so far when it comes to the imposter syndrome. And I don't know how many of y'all watched the interview between Cat Williams and Shannon Sharp on Club Shay Shay thing, the podcast. Apparently, it's probably one of the number one podcasts in the world now. And the big thing that stood out to me was Cat established that it's going to be the place of truth. No matter what happens, this is a safe space where they can come in and speak to truth. And when it comes to high level, all these workshops, the spotlight sessions, the 5-day challenges, I want this to be the place of truth for entrepreneurs. We're not going to sit here and do a lot of hypey type of things. We're going to tell you the realistic side of entrepreneurship. So, first question. If you are someone that has struggled with imposter syndrome, some of the things that Adrian is sharing, can you put a one in the chat across all channels right now? Give me a one in the chat if you have struggled with imposter syndrome. And I'm talking to all of you that watched the first 3-day workshop from August, and now you're still watching a ton of more workshops, but haven't done a lot of things about it, right? I'm talking to all of you that, have all the ideas and you know what to do, but you just haven't launched. Maybe you're overbuilding. Like I just want to get a good idea of the temperature check because like I said, I want high level really to be the place of truth when it comes to entrepreneurship. And that's something I got a lot of inspiration from Cat Williams on that. And Adrian, I don't know about you, but this is something I was missing in the early days of entrepreneurship, a place of truth where people are realistic. Everyone seemed like they were successful in a room. Everyone. I mean, they were crushing it. You just feel like you're the only oddball not crushing it when you're associating with a ton of entrepreneurs because nobody speaks the truth about what's the realistic side of building a business. So help us understand, Adrian, more on the teaching method. How do we get ideas? How do we put together the brain dump? Like, help us understand the strategic side of this.
Yeah, absolutely. So the first part of figuring out what you should teach, you really want to dial into these two questions. What are all the things your persona, your target market, your industry needs help with? And then the other one is what are all the things they want to learn? Here's what's amazing about this. I'm sure you could right now think top of your head and start just based off your experience and instincts, write all the things down. But we have tools. We got AI. We have Google to figure out these things. So just to show my very first brain dump, when I started, the things in the yellow are the things I thought that my customers wanted to learn. And the things at the bottom is Google has a great thing. Every time you do a search, you can scroll to the bottom. They have a suggested questions or people also ask. It's one of the most amazing things to literally get exact data on or ideas on what people are searching. If you're more technical, you could do keyword research on Google. And then if you are friendly with AI, you can go to ChatGPT or any type of AI to basically Ask that question directly to AI. Hey, my target niche is realtors. What are all things that they want to learn? What are things that they type in that they're trying to improve upon? What are things that could help them if they knew how to do better? And that's going to give you a whole plethora of ideas on just brain dump. My only rule in brain dumping is do not remove anything. The brain dump is this first round. We just throw a bunch of ideas, and you're not going to say, "Oh, I take that back." That's in the second phase where you're trying to get now after you've fully exhausted your brain and AI's brain and Google's brain. Now it's time to be, okay, here's all the things they're searching for. And if you're technical, maybe you've even organized it by search volume of traffic to separate the priority of like, this is helpful, but it only searched 5 times a month. This one searched thousands, so I should start there. But either way, I just want to encourage you, pick something to start with. And then after you do that, it's time to make an outline. Now, you could also, off pure instinct and experience, create an outline of a class you can make based off the things you would like to teach that you feel comfortable that you could teach, or you could have AI do this. So, for example, here's a prompt you could use. Create an outline for, my first one was a robot dance masterclass. And this is the exact output that was given from AI. And I would say it's pretty darn good. Darn good. So that same thing, create an outline for a realtor beginner masterclass if you target realtors, or you're targeting business owners who are trying to scale from 6 to 7 figures. Again, content creators that make courses on how to build a following, how to build classes. This is where you need to put in whatever your industry niche. What are you building your SaaS on? What is your business? And you'll come up with a ton of ideas with a simple prompt like that. And then here's one of my other favorite prompts. I have this content calendar of teaching called a mini lesson. And this is the place that I recommend everyone starting with. I'm not telling you to make a grand masterclass of 50 videos that's going to take a half a year to edit. I'm just telling you to make one 20-minute mini lesson based off a specific challenge or search problem or lesson that you could learn, like a micro lesson that you could teach. And so I like another prompt I use. What are 52 mini lessons I can teach on insert niche? Again, my first one was robot dance. And then where you go from here, you did your brain dump. Now you've formulated the brain dump. You pick some things, you created an outline, and then now you've even asked specific titles and create these mini lessons. This is the work. You try to create a 20 to 30-minute class, 3 videos. You got an intro, you got the meat and potatoes, you got a conclusion. That's going to break down one of these things. So as a robot dancer, head and neck isolations, that's this move right here where you basically move your neck and you kind of create this like optical illusion. So that's like one of those things that I would create a mini lesson on. And here's where the strategy starts to kick into play. I'll just use a dance niche, and then I would invite some participation towards the end. We can even do brainstorm on your niche and industry. But if you learn this one move, if you learn this one piece in a business, you're not giving away the farm. You're not teaching all the things you know. You're just learning this one thing that, yes, it helped. I can now do this dance move, but this is not dancing. It's one move. And so that person who had no idea who you were, you're a complete stranger with, they're looking on actively online, try to get better in their business, or in this my example, dance. They learn the one move and they get it. They're like, oh my gosh, I can do a head isolation. That was amazing. Adrian, what other things do you have? Can I learn more from you? Can I buy things from you? Like, I can't believe I can finally do it and I actually learn from you and it works. Like, I want some more. And that's the same concept you apply to your industry and business. No matter what it is, you want that same exact feeling that you help them learn this one thing. And again, that doesn't compete with you. It's actually a good thing. It built trust. And in this regard, like if a strategy going to teach you, they actually can pay you for this little thing. And then after, it's like, that was amazing. That helped a lot. I want some more. What else do you have to offer? Now I believe in you. I know who you are. You taught me. It worked. You have my full, complete trust. That's where the teaching method, you could start to see the benefit and power of. What do you guys think of that? Are you
So
guys starting to get it?
I love this idea because you're not giving away the farm. You're just giving away a topic that's relevant to them. So if you don't mind commenting down, what's a topic in your industry that you feel like is so relevant to the prospects that you're talking to. Give us some examples. I'm looking at the Facebook page. Give me some examples. I'll talk about some examples for myself in the world of SaaS, right? In the world of software. I can say a masterclass or a topic that I would love to teach is launching a high-level SaaS in 10 minutes.
Mm,
If I
that's
were to
nice.
just say, Paulson is going to do a masterclass on how to launch high-level SaaS in 10 minutes, how many people would probably jump into something like that? So,
Dude, I'd buy that.
and by the way, I don't have that masterclass. I'm just giving you an example. Okay. So you need to choose and figure out a topic that is so relevant to the industry that they're willing to pay for it. If I were to put a $97 price tag to a masterclass like that, odds are probably in my favor because we know where the demand is, right? So think of that idea. So I'm seeing some topics here. Let's see. Um, Allura says trust building. Okay, so that's too generic. We need to go specific.
I have
Eh,
one on
okay, go
Facebook
for it.
page is freezing water pipes
Oh, perfect.
in the plumbing niche.
Yeah. John says how to buy your first home. Sherry
Mm,
says finding the
amazing.
right contractor for your home renovations. Uh,
Amazing.
um, how to find a great location for buying an investment property.
Amazing.
Launch. Okay, now Chris Darney is talking that's a little bit relevant to marketing. Launching, managing Google My Business page in 5 minutes, right?
Amazing.
Excuse me. Yeah, now we're getting details. Yeah, I'm seeing the topics that are coming in our Facebook page now. You want to go as detailed as possibly can. So, Adrian, what happens once we figure out a topic that's relevant?
So after you pick your topic, again, you can do it off the data-driven way that you've come up with an answer based off search volume, or you can do pure off instinct. You just know people need it. It's time to make it and post it. But what you're about to learn, I want you to pay attention to because you're going to learn about it. I think this is still a secret. Maybe everyone knows it. If you do, let me know. But have you guys ever heard of this thing called redemption traffic? Right? There's paid ads, social media traffic, organic traffic, but there's another traffic source I think is not as common. It's called redemption style traffic. If you've heard of redemption traffic, let me know. If
Is
you've
that
never heard of this, watch out. This is going to be pretty epic.
is that in
Redemption.
the lanes of like retargeting or recovering traffic? Like I'm starting to guess here.
It's not retargeting. I think retargeting is, first of all, the most amazing thing you can do as the best paid ad. So I want to say that for the retarget, you'll always do it. But redemption style traffic is different.
Okay, interesting. I've not heard of this myself.
Okay, cool. All right. Redemption style traffic. Get ready. So first, this is not redemption style traffic. This is one route that you can do. And by the way, it's amazing. You can do this with high level. You can create your class. You could host it on high level. Most people know this, but that's one route. But there's actually a better way to do this if you want to make it passive. Now, here's why. I think, first of all, hosting your own class on your own website using high level is something you should do. It's amazing. But when you launch your class, customers don't just automatically flock in there, right? If we did someone mentioned the how to buy your first investment property. If you were to make that class, guess what? You're not the only person who's done that. There's probably lots of them. And so when you hit publish, and assuming you did no promotion marketing, you just hit publish, the chances of someone just showing up there and buying is going to be pretty slim. You're going to have to get people, tell people, shout at people, run ads, and basically do all the things you would have to do if you were going to sell whatever your real service or offer is. Your SaaS, your agency. Same things you're doing there, you're going to have to do with your class, right? So now it's like, crap, I just created another business I had to promote and do all the marketing and sales with because it's not running on its own. So this is where redemption style traffic starts to come in. Okay. There are all these marketplaces. I want you to think about marketplaces. I want you to type in the word marketplace. Marketplaces exist, these little ecosystems all across the internet. A marketplace, for example, in the teaching method is called Skillshare. I'm imagining Skillshare is a pretty popular brand. I imagine most people heard of it, but you probably haven't had thought about this strategy in this way. Okay, so when there's marketplace, a marketplace by its definition has its own demand, has its own ecosystem, has buyers and sellers. Okay, so right now on Skillshare, there's people every single day who are hardcore Skillshare users and are looking to learn about the thing that you could teach them. They're looking, someone right now is probably on Skillshare looking at how to buy their first real estate investment property. They're on Skillshare learning on how to do another robot dance move. They're on Skillshare learning how to do anything and everything because it's a marketplace of learning. And so redemption style traffic is how to tap into a marketplace and then create an incentive and an offer to redeem and redeem that person to go to your funnel, website, or back end. And what's amazing about this redemption style traffic is you don't actually have to run an ad. You don't actually even have to promote it because demand exists inside of the marketplace. You don't need to basically also tack on marketing and promotion and sales. Now you can, of course it will help, but the way that I've built hundreds, and I mean hundreds of redemption style traffic is I make mini classes and I post them on places like Skillshare. And just by having the class alone optimized to the best that it can be on Skillshare, there's already enough demand that that class from the day it gets posted gets students, gets sales. And by the way, Skillshare and another marketplace I'm going to share with you, you're not doing this for free. They're actually paying you for you to
Oh
teach on
man,
their marketplace.
that's insane.
Yeah. Then after they learn from you and you tap into that demand, like I kid you not, there's people I know and I've made thousands of dollars. I'll show you how much money I've made on Skillshare in a minute here, but just from Skillshare alone. But Skillshare is just the beginning of my funnel, my redemption style traffic. They learn from me, they build trust from me, and that same thing. Oh my gosh, I learned this dance move. Oh my gosh, I learned how to do keyword research. Oh my gosh, I learned how to do whatever it is that you offer. I want more. Teach me more. You help me. I trust you. What else? Oh, you have a SaaS company that does all the things. It's all in one solution. Sign me up because I just got a little bit of what you have to offer. I want some more.
Let's
So
pause for a second. Let's pause for 1 second. So this right here that Adrian is sharing is a huge lesson of economics. Go with an offer where the demand is, right? And we're talking in context for educational model, right? The education model, obviously you have to go where the viewers are. You have to go where there is a consumption. There is consumption of things like content, strategies, ideas, principles, whatever it is that simply moves the traffic away from that location or ecosystem and essentially brings it to you, right? So if you had hundreds and hundreds of these types of ecosystems that you're tapping into, then you're not having to create new traffic every single time. These are systematic bridging systems, I would say, right? They're just bridges that lead all roads to you and your brand. Now, give me give me a one in the chat if this is the first time you have ever heard of this idea of redemption traffic. I personally have not. I knew this existed, but I didn't know this was the structure of it. I know, I mean, you can create like a course inside Udemy, right? Udemy is another one of those like marketplaces. But give me a one in the chat if this is the first time of you've ever heard of something like this. Okay, I'm seeing a ton of ones. Okay.
awesome.
Okay, awesome. So Adrian, how does this work? So you're saying they pay you for the content? Like that's insane.
Yeah. So this is cool for the Skillshare. Udemy is the other awesome. I think those are the top two marketplaces for the teaching method to start, but there's actually a lot more once you start researching. Um, so here's these are real screenshots of classes I've created. And I have a ton, but you can see there's ones when I did my dance stuff and the strategy is the same. The redemption style traffic is the same. My dance stuff, I did that one little lesson. This was like a little choreography. Someone would watch it. And then this was years ago. So I didn't know how amazing SaaS, if I had a SaaS all this years, man, it'd be crazy. But you only work with the tools and knowledge that you have. So at that time, my redemption style traffic was teach a little lesson on Skillshare or these marketplaces, redeem that traffic after they build trust, and then offer my main masterclass at a higher price point that has all the things. And so basically I uploaded my videos on Skillshare. Skillshare was paying for me. I was getting these students, not even for free. They were paying me to get my students and leads. And then I would have an incentive to basically go to my main core website and then buy. I had at the time I offered coaching, dance coaching, if you believe it or not, online, and then other classes. So it's incredible. And then I've tested this with at one point in my life, I was really big into drop shipping. And then I help people with their Shopify stores. So I did like how to build a successful brand, and same exact thing. Create the mini class, teaches one little thing, then they build trust. Especially in that niche, drop shipping at that time, I was doing it when it was really competitive. There was a lot of quote unquote gurus. It was hard to trust people. And so this was the best way to break through in a crowded red ocean niche. And so people would learn from me. They build trust like, oh, that's sweet. Because after they build trust, then I would say, hey, do you want more? I can help you run your store, launch your store. Are you running ads? You need help with product research. And I had all those things, coaching, consulting. And I wish I had a SaaS. I didn't back then, but so it works. These are the examples I've shown, but I imagine I'm so excited for the people on this call on how they're going to apply it. So these are my real teacher stats of basically getting paid to put these mini classes here. $7,660 is how much I've made on Skillshare. I think I have 20 classes maybe. And this is a strategy that I did a lot basically to make my first million online. But here's the most important thing from the screenshots, not how much money I made, because I mean, that is pretty cool. I got paid to get leads. I got paid for my customers to buy more things from me. And what other traffic source do you have that? Redemption style traffic pays you. Normally, I'd have to spend this amount of money to basically on ads to get people to then hopefully opt in, and then hopefully book a demo call, and then hopefully show up, and then hopefully buy, right? Flips the entire formula. They come in here as a stranger. They learn from me on this marketplace. They actually learn something that they do, and they're like, this is awesome. Then that I get paid for that. Then that person comes over and it's like, that was amazing. What else do you have? Ready to buy. So the most powerful thing is actually, although that's really cool, I made money, it's this number. Another way to phrase is I got paid to get 4,915 leads from Skillshare. That's amazing, because we can do some fun math with this here. And this is how the strategy works specifically. You create your mini lesson, and at the end, you create, I call this the bonus thank you tactic. Whatever your URL is, you add a slash, and then you add the marketplace. So for example, adrianbrambila.com/Skillshare, or for you, whatever your domain is, you add that. And then essentially at the end, you create this bonus. Hey, thank you so much for taking my robot dance class. If you like this, you're going to love my free bonus offer that I'm going to have for you, and so forth. You make your pitch inside of the marketplace. And then from there, they assuming they loved your class, they learn and they trust you, they will go. And who doesn't want a free bonus after something that they just learned? And then in that free bonus, that's where you add more value, and that's up to you. Do you pitch? Is it the SaaS play? Is your SaaS the added value? Is it a free audit? Is it a free consulting call? Is it more classes? Is it an ebook? Is it a real book? I mean, these are all ways you can add value to someone who already trusts you. They just want to know what else you have. But that's how the strategy works. So this is one example in that how to build a successful brand and store that I created. You can see I had 704 students on that one. And then basically in the back end of Skillshare, you can add your bonus. And I had links, and then I had a PDF, and I have a video that basically talks about that back end. And then in terms of what the funnel looks like, this is the high level funnel that all of you are going to get a snapshot of. This is what I think it's going to be crazy for people. I think I've seen some very complicated snapshots that look like they're really amazing. My snapshots are stupid easy. They're so straightforward, and I can explain why. Here's exactly what the funnel says after someone goes and from Skillshare or whatever marketplace to your website, if you liked my class on Skillshare, Udemy, or whatever, and you can even say the specific title of the class, then you will love this free bonus. And that's for you guys, wherever your free bonuses that actually put in. And then also if you're adding a service, you know, are you offering a guide, a class, or an audit, or you booking a demo? That's it. That's literally the entire funnel. You don't need to sell again or to double down or make this long video funnel that's like 10 minutes long. You don't need to do that because the only people that make it here are the people that already work with you, already trust you, you already help them. They know who you are. So you don't need to do all that sales stuff. All you need to do is capture the lead and then, and again, based on your sales method, depending on what you're doing, and make the offer. So what is it that they're going to get? What is the free bonus? What is the free offer? But they're only here because they want more from you and they already trust you. It's pretty amazing, right? Super simple.
I love that. And it would have to be someone that goes through the entire thing that's very vetted and I mean, spent a whole lot of time with you for them to see this prompt, right? So like anybody and everybody is not seeing this. It's when they get to the end. So it's almost like if they watched more than 80%, then they get to that last slide. So it's not just simple random leads. It's very vetted and educated leads of who you are. So I think that's really interesting, Adrian.
Yeah, brilliant point. Brilliant point. Like the people that make it here are the utmost qualified leads who are ready to buy. Like these are the people that like all you gotta do is basically say, hey, do you know I have a SaaS? You do? Amazing. I'm in. Like they're already there.
Yeah. Real quick before we continue, let me pause for a quick second here. I'm seeing some comments in the Facebook page. By the way, we're streaming across all channels. So there's a lot of you that are watching that have no idea what high level is. Okay. So if you stick out through the end of this session, we'll kind of go through what high level is. And this entire workshop is based on high level strategies. And yes, high level is the first ever, I like to think, the first ever operating system that was ever built in the world of marketing where you can build your own CRMs and create your own subscription models at 100% revenue to you. So that's why it's special, it's a special place with over hundreds, 500 plus features. So you can create your own combinations. But all that is relevant only if you know how to go to market, right? None of that stuff, like no one cares about the platform if you cannot go to market. Like, I'm not a techie. I don't really care about the technology. And most of our leadership team internally will tell you, like, we used to have a Paulson dummy test. Let's see if Paulson can survive this feature. And if he can use it, maybe someone else can use it. That used to be how it is. So either way, stick it out through the end of this workshop, day 1 through 2, 3, and 4. 3, and we'll explain on how all these ideas and concepts are relevant to high level in general. So, okay, so Adrian, here's what I'm understanding. Pick a topic, brain dump, figure out the relevancy, go to ecosystems and marketplaces where content could be absorbed. Then create the bridge to your world, your own brand, and let it ride. That's what I'm
Yes.
understanding so far. What's next?
What's first, I want to answer a common question I've got when I've taught this of a skeptical question, which is totally cool, by the way. Thank you for asking this, Anthony. The question is, why would anyone use Skillshare nowadays when YouTube has better content typically? Okay, this is an amazing question. It's almost the same logic that like, why would anyone ever buy something in a real store when we have Amazon? Dude, I literally, I bought some new furniture this weekend, my wife and I spent like $10,000 on furniture, like a whole new living room set. I didn't buy it on Amazon. I wanted to go to a specific place and like know that the quality is good and different type of trust, right? Don't take your own buyer or learning persona or how you consume content and assume that everyone is the same. Like there are people who only learn from Skillshare. They watch on YouTube all the time. And I would even argue the same quality of content is on YouTube and on Skillshare. I'm not disagreeing with you, but people will buy on, and the psychology of like purchasing and being a member of Skillshare, that means they take it more seriously than the people who are consuming on YouTube, who are always window shoppers. You're not going to get customers from there. In order to watch your video on Skillshare or on Udemy, they have to pay. So there are people who pay attention. I'm sure you heard that one before. But here's the other thing I'll just show quickly. Like, what more proof do you need? I did not Photoshop this. That's 4,915 people who've taken my Skillshare class, right? And maybe if I did on YouTube, you could say, hey, you would have got more on YouTube. That's a theoretical debate. The point is, Skillshare Marketplace, the people who buy on Amazon, they're only going to buy on Amazon. They won't buy anything else. We're not concerned about the people who just learn on YouTube. There's a whole marketplace, an ecosystem of Skillshare. And I think you're just saying that or thinking that because you're not aware of how amazing or that and big that ecosystem is. And that's why you do lessons like this to learn different strategies to take in. So Skillshare is a huge marketplace, huge. And if you are only thinking about YouTube, you're missing out. And I actually think I've tested this. Trust me. There's a YouTube plaque right there. My background, right? I am a YouTuber. I've created hundreds and hundreds of videos. If I had to say which one to start with, if I wanted to do the redemption style traffic and make money, it would not be YouTube. It would be Skillshare. That's how adamant I am. And I'm coming from someone who's done it all.
Absolutely. And can you answer a couple of just clarifying questions here? So, um, uh, I assume you have to have some video skills and some kind of a video format for this to work very well. Or can this be written content? Can it be a blog? Like, I feel like people are like hiding behind video so they don't have to do it. And they're like, let me do blogging. That's really, it's like an excuse almost, but I understand. But help us understand your thoughts on video in general in today's world.
It's a great question. I know I mentioned at the beginning, there's people on this live training who cold, when they think of cold calling and picking up the phone and talking to someone, it's comfortable to them. And to me, that's the scariest thing in the world. And so now we're doing you're learning about this new strategy that you're have to create a class on. And that seems scary. And to me, it's like, oh my gosh, I could talk to a camera all day long. But I was not born this way. None of us are. Just as you became good at cold calling or picking up the phone and talking to people, you can also become good. That's a very learnable skill. But here's the maybe easier path to this. First of all, in terms of tech, you don't need more than just this phone here. A lot of my classes were just filmed with an iPhone before I had this nice studio and lights. Okay. And then the next thing I would say is a lot of at least my classes are just screen share. So I'm not even on camera like I am with you all today. And even in a little corner, like right now I'm in this little corner on the Zoom and my face is tinier, which makes me feel more confident. So you're not looking at all my imperfections. It's not even that. I just have a screen share, like in my Shopify build a brand. It's just screen share of Shopify, and I'm clicking and I'm navigating, I'm talking, instructing as I'm going through it. So if you're afraid of being on camera, guess what? You could still do this. If you are on camera, I will tell you right now, that is a hurdle that you should want to achieve, because the more time someone spends learning from you, and then the more that they put beyond just a voice, but a face, like, we trust people and humans far more than we trust logos and icons. So if you can work your way up to being on camera, even if it's just in the introduction video where you start, hey, my name is Adrian Brambila, and in this video, we're going to work through how to build a Shopify brand from scratch. And that could be it. So that's your only on-screen time. And then it's all background screen share. That little bit where you're showing your face and you're putting a voice to the name is all it takes for someone to build trust. Like, oh, that's my teacher. I understand who that is.
I love that. And what can they do to build that confidence, right? It's not overnight. Like it takes, like I'm sure your first video didn't hit, right? And
No.
same thing with me. Like the very first time I used to go live, I used to be so insecure. I would shave between my retakes. I'm like, okay, there's one more spot, and I'm like missing a spot. It's like there's no spot there. I keep shaving it. I'm like, I need to make sure it looks good, make sure it's professional. So I would literally shave like 4 times in a matter of 20 minutes because of my insecurity. It's funny laughing about it now, but we
Yeah.
all go through our quirkinesses.
Well, I think what's amazing about these classes, these mini classes, what we're asking you is to create a 20-30 minute mini class, an intro, the meat and potato section that where you're diving into whatever you're offering, and then the conclusion where you have that thank you bonus. It's not live. Live right now, Paulson and I have I have, and this is called messed up my words, stuttered, said too much. And if you are recording yourself and it turns out you keep messing up your words and stuttering, then you just retake it. And the beginning, you may have to refilm that intro dozens of times, like I have. Maybe you're a natural and you can just talk and have it flow and sound coherent. For me, it's not the case. Still isn't the case today.
Yeah.
But it's as simple as hitting pause, hitting delete, trying again. And it's really about getting your reps in, just as it would be for any other sales and marketing tactic of picking up the phone, dialing, and trying to talk to a customer about why they should work with you. I imagine that first call didn't go as well. Just as when you first talk to a camera, it's gonna feel weird, but you got to get your reps in.
Love it. So, Adrian, can you speak to the volume? How many of these videos do you typically do? Is there a regimen that you follow? How many ecosystems do you post content to? Like, what are the numbers that you shoot for as far as KPIs are concerned?
Yes, let's go instead of theory and numbers of total. I want you to just break down this specific Skillshare account. So here's my numbers. Here's how much money I've made. This is how many students I have, how many minutes total watch. And this is essentially at a super high level, the funnel. You create your classes, you post them on a marketplace like Skillshare. Here's an example of the classes that I've posted. And then on each one of those, you create that redemption funnel where you're capturing the lead and then making the pitch or adding more value. So just with the numbers here, here's some, I would say, benchmark math for me. And yours data may look differently. Benchmark math. Out of those 4,900 people, 30% basically came to my backend offer and then turned into a real tangible hot lead. Okay. And then out of those, like 10% of those actually turned into sales. And this is very broad because I've tested a lot of different things. I've tested high ticket price points that were tens of thousands of dollars. I've tested $97. I've tested $7. But here's what I'd like to really make it specific to all our SaaSpreneurs here. This one marketplace with just about 20 different videos, imagine if you had the exact same math and you had 147 people on your 97 SaaS plan. I mean, that's a gold award, right? That's making the data from this specific thing. If I could go back in time and knew how amazing high level was and have us like do it all, like this is, I would make everything go into a SaaS and have reoccurring revenue from my teaching. So that's real math broken down into what I think. I think these numbers are really conservative. 30% of leads that are super hot, 10% of those sales. Your numbers probably might even be a lot better than what mine were, but that's real math. Now, in terms of what I recommend, I do have a challenge for everyone. But before I say that challenge and what you should do, I want to give one warning. I mentioned the biggest con to doing this problem is not one that actually exists. It's one in your mind. It's imposter syndrome. Now, there's actually one other problem that you really need to consider before you do this, and it's this. Because you're teaching and you're posting videos on the internet lives forever. And so even till this day, 10 years later, if you type in some phrases like beginner dance moves for popping, holy crap, I'm still number one. And what's sad is I'm not fulfilling these funnels anymore. I'm not doing dance coaching. I've totally moved on. Dance isn't even a strong part of my identity anymore. Like it's not. But when you create content, just imagine it's there and it's going to be there forever. Some of you might be like, that's amazing. Like, and here's the truth. I still sell my dance tutorials. I turn off all my service stuff I was doing. But I make it very clear in my sales page, like, hey, these are videos are 10 years old, but you can still buy them at $25 a pop. But just want to let you know they're old, they look old, but if you still want to buy them, here they are. And I still make $500 a month from this. I can't believe it. And it's because I still rank well. So just consider that, like, your knowledge is going to live. Like, I'm going to die and people might still learning popping dance from me many, many years later. It's crazy to think about. So just think about the internet is forever. That's the real problem besides imposter syndrome. Okay. So if you want to maximize this strategy, here's our tactics. First of all, Skillshare is one giant marketplace, whole ecosystem. Udemy, also mentioned, another one. And as you start to really buy into this process, you'll learn that there's actually dozens and dozens of marketplaces that you can take your classes. And what becomes really cool, and this is my challenge for all of you, it's a big challenge. This is what I teach my students to do. I teach them to take on a 52 mini lesson challenge.
That's
And
once
this
a
is
week.
where, oh, sorry.
That's once a week, right?
It's once a week. And this is my this is what I did for me that changed my life, and I hope it could change your life too, is if you were to commit to making one mini class 20, 30 minutes long every week for a year, that's the 52 mini class plan. And they all had that back end system, and you created the bonus thank you strategy. Like that alone from Udemy and Skillshare could be a full-time income. And then on top of that, all of the leads you could get, it'd be life-changing work. Now it's not going to be easy. It's going to be hard work, but today you already learned how to do brain dump, how to do an outline, how to use AI to create 52 mini lessons. You learned about Skillshare. You learned about Udemy. You got to see the specific funnel of what it looks like after they've watched you and where to go. And you realize, oh my gosh, it's actually incredibly simple. And then that last part, that's really up to you of like, what is it that you offer? Because everyone here is going to offer something different. But this alone, to me, I'd rather do this than pick up the phone and cold call. And you might think you might say that sounds a lot of hard work, but these 52 mini lessons and the classes I've created, the hundreds of videos I've made online, 10 years later are still making money and still producing leads and still making redemption style traffic. So when I tell you you can build something passive that works without you, this is one almost bulletproof plan for you to get started today.
You know what's crazy, Adrian, is for those of you that want practice, I don't know if you know this, but we started something called High Level Content Army less than like 2 months ago, where you can choose a topic inside of High Level and shoot maybe a 30-second video to 30-minute video, whatever you want. And if we think it's good, guess what? We pay you for the content. High Level will pay you for high level content, by the way.
Wow.
Then we will use it across social media and tag you and your logos and all of that where you're positioned in as an expert. So
Oh
just
my
like
gosh.
Skillshare, just like Udemy, if you go to Go High Levels Content Army, it's another place where you can practice. And guess what? It's all high level oriented content. So it's like your audience already know what you're talking about before you even teach it. So you're not even like losing them, which I think is crazy, by the way. It's just if you want to have practice, you can do that. But help us understand the idea of 52 mini lessons. I know that's once a week. What happens if you want to be aggressive and do one once a day? Like, is that too much? Or is it like I'm the type that just want to go all in, all out if I like a strategy. Like that's just my flavor. But is that
Mhm.
something you recommend, or is there like just don't overdo it? Is there like a limit like that?
Well, I mean, you are ambitious because I think creating 50 like a class every week to me is pretty ambitious.
Okay.
But here's one thing that I've done that you could do is like instead of posting them every day, what you could do is get ahead of yourself. So maybe in a day you actually create a month's worth of lessons. So that's 4 classes in a day, and then you could schedule them out. And I'm a fan of doing that bulk effort. But I mean, if you got the energy and hustle to basically make a class every day and post it, that's only going to exponentially grow these results of what I've done when I've showed you. But I love that thinking because I have many things that I've taught where the people who've learned from me have taken it way farther than I did. And that's amazing. So you have a strategy, and how far you want to take is up to you. Do you have time for well, I like the 52 minute lesson because I know all of us are busy. We already have things going on. Teaching may take some time to build up those teaching muscles. And so that way, if you break it down, I mean, you have to create a 20-minute, 30-minute class about something that you are knowledgeable in. Right. I'm not going to do a mini class on development. I have no idea what to talk about. I have to first learn and teach at the same time. It would take hours and hours. If I talk about marketing, how to create a TikTok, what are we talking about? I can talk about it all day long. And those are the topics I would encourage beginners to start with, where you know it like the back of your hand. Like you're not making stuff up. You can speak intelligently about it and confidently. And that's going to allow you to basically see this theory and strategy and put it into action. Be like, oh my gosh, I know exactly what my customers need. I have experience and I can talk about it. And and creating one mini class, 20, 30 minutes long, a week is, I think, a bite-sized approach to doing it. Or if you're like Paulson, like, oh my gosh, I understand this strategy, I'm going to take it to the moon, then knock them out every single day.
Yeah, I mean, I want to speak to those of you that are brand new starting out. If you're brand new in entrepreneurship or building a marketing company, give me a one in the chat. I just want to make sure I identify with you. And when I was starting out, it took me like weeks to just do one 10-minute video. Now, for a living, I literally stream 2 hours a day minimum, 25 days out of the 30 between workshops, challenges, trainings. Like it's just like a second nature to me. And those are skills that everybody can build. And if you're starting out, here's one of the big myths about education that people don't understand, especially in the world of marketing. A lot of people feel like you have to be an expert that graduated in at the master's level to teach the kindergartners. But in reality, you can be in the first or second grade and teach the kindergartners as well because you're just along far enough for your content to be relevant. Like if you're only doing, let's say, $10,000 a month as a business, it's totally okay for you to go teach how to get to the first $1,000. Like that's the mentality you should have instead of feeling like, you know what, for me to be qualified, I need to be doing $100,000 a month, which is kind of the industry standard. Like don't think of it that way. Think of it as like, you know what? I can teach someone that just started out 6 months ago because I'm already 6 months into this game, right? Think of it that way because when I talk to big influencers and power players, you know what they all tell me? Paulson, I wish I did content from the beginning of my journey. Imagine the amount of content I would have had out there. I mean, Adrian kind of spoke on it. If I knew SaaS, imagine the type of content you would have had, right? Like, so everybody wishes they had more relevant content from the early stages of the journey. And this is a big opportunity for a lot of you to start out, just FYI. So don't be afraid if you're starting out. Just okay. So what's next?
I mean, that's really the end of it, of learning what the teaching method is, that recap of the tactics, the strategy, how to get started today. So I feel like we could ask questions on, I actually have a couple unlock here on that I would like to point out. The first is from Patrick. Each mini lesson will have its own bonus, or all lessons will lead to the same bonus. So if you create 52 mini classes, I already think that's a lot of work. And if you were to create 52 different back-end funnels, whoo, that sounds like a lot too. So to make clear, you do not have to. You can create a catch-all bonus thank you resource that can apply to all those, because you're going in and creating these classes based off, remember the very first slide, your ideal persona who you want to work with. So create a catch-all kind of strategy, bonus thank you. Maybe to everyone, you will. It's an audit. It's a demo. It's something that's going to appeal to all the people based off that. I didn't. If you really wanted to be so detail oriented that you created this thank you bonus for each one, you could. I never did that. To me, that sounds way too daunting and it would slow me down. But maybe, again, there's people who always take these strategies and take it to the next level. There is something to be said that the more custom you can make it, the better it's going to convert. But then again, I think if a bite-sized approach would be to create a catch-all. That's what I did. So like, for example, when I created all my Shopify classes back in the day, they're all about different variants of what it takes to do drop shipping. But my thank you bonus was basically a trending research offer, because everyone needs research on what to sell. And then there was back end with coaching and service and things like that. So it was like, yes, I helped all these different parts of drop shipping, but this is the thing that I know no matter where they come in, they need help with. So that's one question. I saw another one
I
here
love
too
that.
from.
Yeah, I love that. So, Adrian, let's do something that we might not have planned for just because we got through the content pretty quick. So, Can we together maybe put some examples for SaaS themed or high level themed classes? And first of all, can you explain what high level is and what SaaS is? Because I see a lot of new faces I've never seen before. So I assume because we're publicly streaming as well, there's a ton of people who doesn't even have a high level account. And can you just
Yeah.
share your thoughts on how to look at high level in general? Because it could be confusing.
Yes. High level is an all-in-one tool for your business. And if you go to the high level website, it'll say things around that nature. But from a user perspective, to make it super dumbed down, um, if you have a course and you need a place to launch it, high level is the place to do it. If you have a service that you provide to people, high level is the best place to do it. If you coach people, if you consult with people, if you do marketing, if you're an insurance agent, if you're a realtor, literally high level is the place to do it. Pick any category niche, pick any type of job that you have or career or entrepreneur venture you want to do. High level is the place to do it. Okay, that's one part of defining high level. The other part, and I have to be honest, this was hard for me to wrap my mind around because it's so amazing. But once I finally got it, I am all in and I'm about to launch my own SaaS. I'm launching my own SaaS company. What does that mean? SaaS stands for software as a service. And traditionally, if I was to launch my own software as a service that helped businesses basically run their business, I would need to raise capital because I'm not a developer. I'm not a tech founder. I would need to then hire people. It would probably cost millions of dollars. But white label has this crazy thing they do. It's crazy. I still can't believe they allow us. When I say us, I mean regular people like you and me to do this. Okay, all of the amazing things that high level is, and it's a software company that literally adds around five new additions to the software of things it can do every single day. So it's
Each.
actually getting harder and harder to say what high level can't do because it's constantly evolving. So this amazing tool as one business and as I would say, you correct me if I'm wrong, one of the primary business objectives of high level is people like me, people like you can take the amazingness of high level and then make it our own. And that's typically what we call white labeling it. So imagine this take me, I'm probably explaining this way more in a weird way because I'm new to this. But from what I understand, imagine you had your own software company and all you had to do basically was put your branding, your own logo on it. But everything that was inside of it, how it and all the things it did are the exact same things that high level does, but it's yours.
Yeah.
It's yours. Is that okay of explanation?
Yeah, so in other words, right? So obviously high level is an all-in-one tool. It's what we call the first ever operating system in the world of marketing, right? In the sales world, Salesforce was the first ever operating system that was created. So essentially high level is the new kid on the block where we're building something similar for the marketing industry. So in other words, high level has 600 plus features and it will forever evolve and continuously bring out new features. Like every week, we roll out 6 new features. That was what Adrian was saying. So what you can do with those features is grab them, package them up, and create your own subscription plans. Go out to the market and function like a software company without having to raise millions of capital. And the crazy part about all of it is it's not just rebranding or it's not just white labeling. You can 100% own that entire tech stack and keep 100% of the revenue. So let's say
Mm-hmm.
out of 500 features, you take 10 that's relevant to the dental market. You go out to the dentist and you charge them $200 a month. That's yours. You basically own that technology and that IP to the dental market, and you have 600 features to choose from where you can just go down to one feature and sell it like that, or you can take all 500 features and sell it like that. But people are now building on top of high level and building their own CRM. So I love saying, and it resonates well when I do this, is we're the first ever operating system where you can build your own CRM systems, where you can build your own branding and take the hundreds of features, package it up however you want, keep 100% of the subscription. And that's basically creates us to be your development arm as a SaaS company, right? So high level becomes your development arm. Matter of fact, Next week, if you say, "Hey, Adrian," or "Hey, Paulson, like we need you, we're missing a feature. Can you build this out?" More than likely, we'll go build it out. That's how fast our development is. Our
True.
development is the fastest in the market. So, a
Wait,
huge opportunity.
I want one more. Let me to one more thing. I'm launching my own SaaS. I have my own private group, and I'm basically offering it for. I'm not charging to coach because I don't like teaching something I've never done before. So I'm basically documenting live my progress of launching my own SaaS, everything that Paulson said, doing it, and then I've offered as a bonus for people who upgrade to the SaaS Pro plan, which all of you do have the opportunity to do. We actually be part of that group. But here's the thing: when on the very first week, we just started last week. I had all three founders of High Level hop on the call. And the the thing that Sean said was really like, holy, I cannot believe this. So he believes one day a company on High Level, like basically a white label version, will go public. And then my first reaction was like, wait, could you do that? And then that's when I said that, I was like, oh my gosh, I still have the perspective that the SaaS isn't mine. I'm still acting like it's High Levels, but no, it's mine. He
Yeah.
and Sean also said it's yours. I believe we'll have a public company that the whole thing is
Yeah.
built off High Level. And the other thing, people are fundraising capital for their SaaS, and it's High Level. And I was like, wait, can you do that? And again, the same perspective. You guys like, yeah, it's yours. And,
Yeah.
and I'm like, whoa, that to me it clicks like, whoa, this is mine. That's why it's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. And we've seen this in Salesforce and their ecosystem. There's plenty of brands and companies that went public that's built on top of Salesforce, right? So the principal concept still applies across the board. So let's do excuse me. So
Oh,
let's go through and do some Q&A here, Adrian.
yes. There was a question from Sharon,
Yeah.
and she was questioning the length of the class. So I said 20, 30 minutes is what I recommend to create a class. And oh, here it is. My concern about 20, 30 minutes is a natural hesitation to spend so much time to watch a video like this. Isn't a 5-minute video more likely to be consumed? Okay. This is a question I think that we're the way that's when someone is trying to learn something, I think two things come to mind. One, what can you actually teach in 5 minutes? Probably nothing very impactful. And also, uh, to the people who defend spending so much time on TikTok that they're learning, no, you're not, right? We can't really learn on TikTok like we would when we buy a class. When people are signed up for Skillshare, people watch the classes that they buy. We're spending money to buy something, and we're going to watch and learn. So I think that this is you're comparing a learning psychology of a student versus someone who watches YouTube videos or TikToks. They are not the same. They're not the same. And if you are teaching something that is helpful, that's actually going to make an impact on their business, like typically that thing can't be taught in 5 minutes, and they're going to watch because the benefit they gain from spending that time with you is a belief that they're going to change your life or impact. And the other thing I'll argue right now is, how long have we been live?
Quite some time. I don't know if you know this, Adrian. TV shows are designed to be 22 minutes and 8 minutes of commercial for the same exact psychology. So I would even argue, even for someone that's just consuming content, if the content is relevant, even if it's not educational but entertainment, they would still sit there and watch a TV show for 22 minutes and watch 8 minutes of commercials. Like Super Bowl, we watch the commercials on top of it, and it's 2 hours long, right? So I think it's
Mm-hmm.
just a matter of testing different things out for relevancy. Sometimes, yeah, 5-minute video makes sense. Sometimes 22 makes it. I personally will never do a masterclass less than an hour long. I just won't because I know the impact of something that's longer than an hour. So I'm a big
Mm-hmm.
fan of long form. But anyways, I'm seeing a couple of more questions here. So Adrian, can you talk a little bit about the bonus that we had for this day one? And I know you had a snapshot giveaway. And first of all, help people understand what a snapshot actually is as well, if you don't mind, before we forget.
So a snapshot is essentially a link that you get, you click on it, and then uh, inside that snapshot is basically a already pre-built funnel template, and can have a bunch of different things in it. Snapshots is, as you start to learn more about high level, it's starts to become a new word, a new word that was new to me. I didn't know what a snapshot was before I'd shown high level, but essentially it's a way that you can like trade and instantly get all
I
this
see.
work that's already done to an expert like
Yeah.
myself or Paulson and all the high level team. Once you start uh, getting started, they make it so easy for you that you don't even have to do anything from scratch. Like they already have all these pre-built snapshots in
Yeah.
which apply to different, like whatever. If you're going after realtors, if you're going after dentists,
Yeah.
you literally don't have to like sit on your laptop, pop open high level and be like, oh crap, I had to literally build this from scratch. No, there's already snapshots in which you can download, import to your account like in a second, and boom, you're off to the races. Now you just got to customize it. So I talked about today. I have a snapshot that is about my teaching method, and I showed it. Let me see if I could show it again here, and it's remarkably simple. Um, this is my snapshot. So essentially, you're following this strategy to a T. You create your mini class, and now after the mini class, you need to take them to a page where you capture a lead. So again, you could create that on your own, or you'll be able to just simply click my snapshot and you'll get this template here. What I'll say, I probably have the ugliest snapshots ever. Mine are probably the worst person that's ever hosted a class here. And I just want to let you know they work. The fancy big ones for this strategy, not needed because they're coming in super high, super qualified. All they need is to know where do I put my information and what should I buy. And that's where you got to customize it for yourself. But that's incredible. There's gonna I'll probably just volunteer myself as the worst snapshots that you could get, but do they work with a strategy? Yes. And you should be almost be encouraged, like, oh, they can be that ugly. They can be as ugly as Adrian's and still work. Great. Then I think I could do this.
Absolutely. And for those of you that are new to the world of high level, snapshots are basically an automation template where you can utilize all 500 of our features and build your own IP and share and distribute, or just one. So you see simple ones and the complicated ones. People build out, seven-figure snapshots for franchises. So that gives you the extent of how, crazy a snapshot could be. It's basically your IP stored into one place as a template where you can distribute and share, copy, paste, edit, however you want to. So it's really assigned for one location. And you can take that and upload it to a different location so you don't have to really even redo fulfillment, redo sharing of information, things like that. So, Adrian, can you share the offer that we have? I think, let me just make sure we have all the right links here. For those of you that are watching and do not have high level, I am going to put this in our comments, okay? You have to sign up for a 30-day trial. So instead of a 14-day trial, you get a 30-day trial. I posted in the chat just now inside Zoom, and you'll see it. And when you go to that button, when you go to that link, the system will allow you to jump into a 30-day trial for any high-level account, by the way. And once you sign up, we'll go ahead and send out all the snapshots from day one, day two, day three that Adrian is building out based on the topics that we're teaching. So no worries. Once you have to go through and sign up. For those of you that have existing high-level accounts, just FYI, at the end of our workshop, we'll distribute it out, and I'll give you a surprise link of how you can basically grab all the snapshots as an existing client or customer. We'll do that on Wednesday, just FYI. But this is what the page looks like Adrian is sharing. If you are brand new, go to claim promotional offer. And if you want to upgrade, you can do that as well. And that'll also allow you bonuses with just the snapshots and everything that's included in there. Worst case scenario, if you're not comfortable upgrading just yet, no worries. You can wait till the end of the third day, and we'll send that out to you as well. So, Adrian, can you share a little bit about what the trial experience is like inside High Level? Like, what do you tell prospects when it comes to jumping onto a trial?
Yeah. I also will say I have uh and I didn't really confirm this with you, Paulson, but I do have an extra additional crazy offer on why
Yeah.
you guys got to do this now.
Okay.
But first the trial. So think of high level right now. There's two different ways to think about using high level. First of all, you might just want to use it because it's an amazing tool, no matter what business you're in, to basically host your stuff, host your website, run your website from, run your business from. It does all things. Whatever you're using right now, I promise you, high level does it better and it does more things. And the easiest sell for me moving to high level was I have multiple businesses. I have a marketing agency. I'm a content creator. I have courses. I have all the things. I sell stuff. I sell merch, e-commerce. I spend, I spend, I was spending like over $2,000 a month in all these hodgepodge of services. I had to spend stuff on ConvertKit. I had to spend stuff on Kartra. I had to spend stuff on. I mean, go down the list. I was using all the softwares to run my business. And then High Level does all those things, and it's actually more cost effective, and they do them better and more detailed. So that's the first thing. Is like if you have a website, or if you want to launch a website, if you're just starting out, what's the best place for you to run your business from? High Level. And there's a 30-day trial for you to get started. On top of the 30-day trial, they have a great free kickoff call. It's super awesome, especially if you're not friendly with tech. You got to do it. And their support is insane, super great. Okay, that's one route. The second route, and this is where my special offer comes into play, is we've talked about SaaS a lot. And if that concept hasn't really kicked in yet, I feel like the reaction, how do you know it hits you in the face? Like when you finally realize how powerful it is, like, holy crap, this is insane. This is the best opportunity I've ever heard in my life. Because that's what happened to me. If that hasn't happened to you yet, I feel like you haven't grasped the concept of SaaS. And so here's my special offer for everyone to upgrade to their SaaS Pro plan. So to be clear, it's not signing up for just to be a user of High Level. This is to sign up for the ability to white label SaaS. I'm launching my own SaaS company. I'm in the middle of it. I just figured out what my logo was and the name's going to be called. So I just started the process. I'm doing something I've never done before. I'm actually working the entire thing live until I launch it. And my goal is to basically have $1 million evaluation on my SaaS. And I'll even be ambitious to say on this recorded call that when I launch it on day one, I want to hit the platinum award, which is to have 500 customers actively paying on day one. And that's great for me, right? Okay, good for you, Adrian. Maybe you're more experienced. But what I'm doing is every single day, I'm actually live streaming what I'm doing. So if you're someone that needs a step-by-step recording and you want to work alongside me as I build it, we have an amazing private group of people where the founders came and spoke to us. Everyone's pretty much a beginner starting out, trying to take advantage of this SaaS opportunity. This is what I'll offer for you. I'm actually not going to charge you at all. It's just going to be complimentary if you sign up for the high level SaaS promote, and then you can build yours alongside with me. And what are the things you're going to learn? All the things to basically get to that $1 million valuation. I'm going through how to create content. Eventually, I'll do how to run ads. Even though I'm opposed to it, I've talked a lot against cold calling. I know cold calling and going local is an incredible replicable strategy. I'm going to do that too. But it's all the things. It's my most comprehensive thing I've ever launched because I'm doing it live. So
I
there's
love
a lot.
that.
Yeah.
I love that. So those of you that want to take advantage of Adrian's community and kind of like go shoulder to shoulder with that journey, I'm personally I'm so excited about it because I don't think it's ever been done where somebody actually recorded it from like step one all the way through into a platinum award. So that's going to be really cool. And like literally all of us are watching this happen as well here at High Level because there's a bigger play there and it's incredible. So if you want to take advantage of that, click on that upgrade button on that page and jump into our 497 plan, which is the SaaS plan. And then jump in with Adrian to make sure you do the work. Because if you don't do the work, you're not going to get the results or at least, move. Like, we don't want to do this for hype. So definitely jump in, go to the upgrade plan. If you're already on the 497 plan, just reach out to Adrian and I'm sure he'll give you access to it. Maybe you're stuck somewhere and he'll want you to jump in on the journey. But I'm excited for it. The snapshots and all of that will be shared. So, Adrian, real quick, what's going to be shared tomorrow? Give us an agenda overview of day two.
Awesome. So we learned about the teaching method today, and I started with the teaching method because it's for people who are brand new and never taught something. I think it's the hardest concept to learn those new skills. Tomorrow takes advantage of the same concept of building things that can scale without your time, but the barrier to entry is going to be much lower. So this is called the gig method. And this is going to take the same styles of redemption traffic, but in a completely different way, where you can basically turn strangers into trustworthy customers that, again, you'll get paid to get those leads and then have that back end offer to move into a SaaS or to whatever offer services that you have. So if the teaching method seems like, oh my gosh, I have to learn how to create classes and I don't know if I want to do that, then this tomorrow's agenda is going to be more attractive to you because you will not have to basically create videos. But I'll just say, you guys have to try the teaching method. It works. And it, out of all the methods, it's, I think, one of the most successful ways to build those passive traffic sources and sales sources and lead sources. And the barrier is you have to film, you have to record. And I think that is that trade to basically go through those pain points to learn how to talk to a camera are worth it. Trust me, they're so worth it. They're responsible for changing my life. So
I
they
love
worth it. But tomorrow will be amazing.
I love that. So I'm gonna share my screen one more time just to clarify the offer that we have in place for this workshop. If you are brand new to high level and don't have a high level account, what you want to do is go to the link that we have in the comments and it will take you to this page. Go to new customers, claim the promotional offer. Instead of a 14-day trial, you get a 30-day trial. Now, if you are interested in SaaS and want to take on that journey with Adrian in his community, click on this upgrade now button, and that's going to take you in app inside your billing page. And all you have to do is upgrade to the 497 plan as you launch SaaS. And I'm going to provide a list of all the people that upgraded to Adrian. So he adds you to his community, Facebook group, Discord group, whatever it is that he has in place to take that journey on. Okay, so that'll happen on Wednesday, where I'll send that list over to Adrian, and you want to definitely take advantage of it. This entire offer, by the way, will expire as soon as we're done with the workshop. Okay, so this is a limited amount of time where you can jump on board with somebody and do SaaS all the way through. I think that's exciting. So take advantage of it. So Adrian, we're at 12:39. You mind doing about 15 minutes of Q&A real quick on a couple
Of
of
course.
items that I'm having? Okay, cool. So far, if you have learned something new with this workshop for day one, give me a one in the chat. I just want to make sure you all are very receptive to it and you're getting a ton of different things out of it. Okay, awesome. A ton of ones coming in. I appreciate it. Okay, cool. All right, awesome. Okay, question number one. Uh, how do I Well, I don't even want to ask this question. Someone asked, how do you compare ClickFunnels to high level? But I don't want to
I
even.
can, I can answer because it's in favor of high level, unless you just don't want to do that drama.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So I, I was a diehard ClickFunnels user. That's where I came from. I was also one, like, I don't think I could say I was one of their top affiliates, but I had all their awards, their dream car stuff. Um, and the reason why I switched over fundamentally is that high level is a better, much better, like not even the same playing field of a product than ClickFunnels. That's the truth. That's the fact. Now, when I first learned of high level, I did not immediately jump. It's because I learned a lot of things. How I got first started with entrepreneurship was through ClickFunnels. So I had like this loyalty, even though I knew from the moment I saw high level was superior product that would make my business more successful. But how silly is that? That I hesitated. So then when I finally jumped over, the fact was that ClickFunnels was actually holding me back. And it was actually a lot of the pain points I had in my business was because I was on ClickFunnels. So what I'll say is high level is, and I feel like a huge brand loyalty to high level. I spoke at their event. Things like Paulson's doing based on a daily basis is now creating environments where high level has the superior product, but we also want to create an environment where we can help teach people to be the first place to get started too. Because I think ClickFunnels focus a lot on beginners. So a lot of beginners would learn. And of course, and oh my gosh, hold up, back up. ClickFunnels got popular using the teaching method. For me and for most people, you have the founder over there that's teaching a lot of beginners. And of course, I learned from him. So then he's like, hey, sign up for ClickFunnels. That's exactly the teaching method done at a huge scale. Right. And so what I was going to say, sorry, it just clicked to me. Like that's our
No, no,
day's agenda.
you're right. And just so you guys know, I didn't ask Adrian to say all these things. And I appreciate the honesty. Here's the reality. Every time I think of it, Cal Williams and Shannon Sharp got it right. We have to create a place of truth, and I want high level to be the place of truth for entrepreneurship. We love ClickFunnels. They're great people. We like to think the product that we have is going to help a ton more people than just the folks that are starting out. That's really what it comes down to. Adrian, so first question is, what are other ecosystems similar to Skillshare or Udemy? Are there any others that you recommend?
I think those are the main two that I'm gonna say on a recorded line because there's others that pop up that are basically trying to compete with Udemy. Like almost, I feel like every week there's a new one. But I think if you just did Udemy and Skillshare, that is enough to see results. Um, here's I think one thing I forgot to mention. So here's what's brilliant about when you get to two marketplaces or even more, you still only create your one mini class, but then you double your exposure by uploading it on Skillshare and then on Udemy, right? And then if you have another marketplace, you can upload it in a third place. And so now that one mini class it now exists on all these different marketplaces. Another thing I forgot to mention is these marketplaces have powerful SEO value where you could type in the exact prompt or the exact search query on Google of like how to learn how to buy my first real estate investment. And then you have basically course creators that are hosting, trying to rank there, but you have Skillshare, one of the largest educational platforms, and Udemy, who are probably going to rank on the first place. And they're going to rank on the first page with potentially your mini class. So you'll be able to tap into ranking number one, which is an impossible feat for make money online or realtors or basically all these red red ocean industries. See, we mess up all the time. But you'll be able to hijack the process by leveraging a marketplace to rank. So those are the two that I'll just say. And if you're doing both those and you're doing the 52 mini class, I mean, that's massive exposure. It's gonna be a game changer for you. And that's there's others out there, but those are the two ones I feel confident at least saying.
Yeah, and I can tell you the third one is High Level started its own ecosystem called the High Level Content Army. You can look it up. You'll get paid for content you create. You get traffic for the content you create because we will post it, and it's literally to the High Level ecosystem. So obviously, we would tell you the topics that we want you to record on, but it's a great starting point for those of you that want some sort of a stepping stone. Okay. Eduardo says, I'm already on the 497 plan. Adrian, how do I join you in your journey? So those of you that were watching earlier, there's a link for Adrian's offer. So there's the promotional code, new customer code, and then there is the existing code. On Wednesday, I'm going to give Adrian a list of everyone that upgraded through that link. And then in addition to that, after Wednesday, everybody that's already on the 497 plan, Adrian is going to provide a link where you can join directly or you can be verified under that list. And Adrian and I will kind of sort that out after today's workshop. Okay. So, yeah, you can already jump into it. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. How do you, um, I'm seeing more questions here. Um, someone says, "What if I'm not that good with camera? What do I do? How do I?" And the answer is practice, practice, practice. But thoughts,
Mhm.
Adrian?
Yep, the same thing. And also that like let at a very bare minimum, this is how much time you have to be on camera. Ready? Hey everybody, this is Adrian Brambila, and today we're going to learn how to do XYZ. And then one more thing. Thank you so much for watching my class on XYZ. If you want to learn more resources, make sure you click or make sure you go to adrianbrambila.com/Skillshare. That's it. That's it. Like anyone can do that. All the other content can be screen share of you walking through whatever you're building or teaching. So that's it.
I love this. Okay. Someone is saying, what about the payment system? How do you collect payments for your master classes or tickets or registration?
I feel like you probably could answer that better than
Yeah,
better than
whenever you
me.
have that funnel step set up, you just add a second step that says pay here. That's if you want payment. Remember, the key is to bring the traffic first. You can sell them later. Did you sell them right out of the gate as they come into your ecosystem, or you just let everybody, the 4,000 leads just come in and then curate them?
Um, okay, so you have two different strategies. Maybe the context of that question, the first thing to say is if you did not realize you could do that with high level, you can collect the payments on high level. So that's maybe the first thing. So how do you do that? Through high level. That tool literally
Set up
does
a
the thing.
funnel. Yeah, you can
Yeah.
do it.
Okay. Second thing, then it's a question of a strategy. Should I collect payment for my offer or should I collect a lead? And that's going to be, it depends on what you're trying to sell. Are you selling a high ticket service that's really expensive, tens of thousands of dollars? Probably can't automate that process. Even if they did watch a class from you, you're going to probably have to put a demo or audit or something where there's a sales touch point. And then the fundamental answer, no matter what route, is collect the lead. So you offer this bonus thing, and that lead is collected. Then if I'm selling a class, I don't need someone to talk to someone. I collect the lead and then I make the pitch. I sell the offer, and my benchmark is like a 10% sales rate off the leads that come in, which is pretty high. So you could do that for your SaaS plan. You could give them the value, and then the value basically explains why they need your SaaS, why they need your other class, why they need to work with you. And remember, this is so different of a lead because they're the highest, most qualified person who wants to know all the things you have to offer. It's not even a sale. It's more just like, did you know we do this? We have this, and here's how you can join.
Yeah. I love that. I've got a question here. Adrian, you seem pretty established and you do a lot of affiliate marketing. Why are you going down the SaaS route? Which I think is interesting because I feel like all roads lead to subscriptions. But go ahead.
Okay, dude, this right here, sit back because this is like a huge development for me. I'm shifting everything. And in a way, I'm actually quitting affiliate marketing, which is strange because if you don't know me, I'm a complete stranger to you. If you do know me, you might know me as one of the top affiliates, maybe even in the world, of someone who's applied to over 30,000 affiliate programs in the last few years, who actively promotes over 500 different companies, who like I've sold, I don't know, upwards of more than $50 million in sales. Like I could go on, right? So I'm there. Like when people think affiliate marketing, I might be in the top 10 people they might find or whatever. So why am I changing? Okay, I came to a realization that in the weirdest and most humble way, affiliate marketing is, there's a point I think where you can make too much money from affiliate marketing. It's a weird thing to say out loud because I didn't know it existed, but I feel like it exists. And I feel like I'm feeling it right now. And I felt it. Here's why. Affiliate marketing, my whole entire brand and my ideology is like, I do entrepreneurship to free the burden of time and work, to not be tied to the desk. What is the best business model? This is I'm not telling you, this is what in my discovery. What is the best business model that can make money without the one-to-one ratio of time to dollar? And I researched all the things. Feed picks, just kidding. I never did feed picks. Okay. It was affiliate marketing. Here's why. As an affiliate, I can go to an established company and business, and all I have to do is worry about the sale. The business takes care of the customer, fulfillment, questions,
Yeah.
customer service, all the things. And so the time it takes to service a customer is a lot if you don't have the right proper infrastructure to do that. So for me, it's like, oh, great. This is a great brand right here. Peak Tea. I'm one of their top affiliates. And I can just send people who want to drink tea. It's great. Here's a software company that's great. Here's a backpack company that's great. So I was just finding all these great things. Like, this is great. I'm basically just playing Hitch, matchmaker. Great product, person who wants it, match. Right. And that's it. And I found a way to automate that process. Okay. So, and I was making money doing it. But I'm making like high level as an affiliate program, in case you don't know. By the way, you should join. It's amazing. They pay you 40% on every customer that you bring.
For life.
Uh, for life, right? Those are the best affiliate programs when there's reoccurring revenue and they give you lifetime commissions, not just sale on the first one. As an affiliate, I realized that I have the freedom, the time freedom, but I'm not actually building an asset. The number one rule, basically, if you want to be a successful affiliate, you have to collect leads. That's the only thing we get, but it's not our business. And I wake up, my team wakes up every day, it feels like, because we do so much affiliate marketing, just someone saying, hey, by the way, we're going to close our affiliate program. Hey, by the way, we're cutting our commissions in half. Hey, by the way, that product sold out, so you can't promote that. And so I was like, dang, like I've taken this to the extreme and I make too much money. And I wish I could go back in time and be like, I only need this amount of money. And now I should build something that I can actually scale, that someone would be willing to pay me what I think it's worth. Here's the thing. Could I sell all my brands and affiliate marketing? Sure. Maybe for 3 times what it's worth. And that's not a number that I would sell it for. I feel like all that hard work for just 3 times. Now, here's what's amazing. When Sean came on and for my private group, and I asked him, I mean, I was like, I need to ask him straight to face, just like direct to his face, because this is like one of the reasons why I'm moving over to SaaS. I said, tell me in your experience, I know people have sold their SaaS from Go High Level. Like, what are people selling for? It's like, well, one example he shared, and again, your results may vary, of course. He said, we had one person, basically, if you have a $1 million run rate, which means if your annual recurring revenue is $1 million, that range could be like 8 to 10 times. I was like,
Yeah, maybe even 12 because it's technology, and depending on the type of book of business you build, if you don't know, SaaS has like less than 5% churn versus agency services. So like the world of marketing agency is not attractive anymore because within that first 90 days, 72% of agencies lose their customers. So just a cash cow business with a lot of leaky buckets at the bottom, where SaaS is very stable. So yeah, Sean is right. 8 to 12 multiple is what you typically see in the world of SaaS. Now, no one cares that it's built on top of another operating system. Guess what? We're built on top of Google Cloud. We're built on
right.
top of Amazon, right? And you're built on top of High Level. You're built on top of WordPress. You're built on top of, Salesforce. You're built on top of someone else. And that's just the normality of this tech world. Unless you go create your own developers out in India or Brazil or Portugal or wherever you can put together a team and start from scratch when we've already built our products and features that meet the market. So you choose. So Adrian, what you're saying is you want the assets to be built out for yourself instead of depending on another company's products.
Right. I want to build, this is why, like, I'm launching my own SaaS. It's a big deal. Like, I'm transitioning everything to basically create something that is sellable, something that my own asset. And the other, I think, super strong point, and this could be a lesson for everyone here, is as an affiliate, a successful affiliate, there was always these money grab opportunities, and usually they're launches. Something's launching, you can help hype, launch, money grab. Yes, made a lot of money. That's great. So I was constantly like reaching and grabbing, but every single month I'd start at 0 because I didn't have any monthly reoccurring revenue. And so a lot of businesses, they
Let's say
don't have
feast or
any,
famine. It's basically
yeah,
feast or famine.
yeah. And it was always grind mode. I'm like, dang, I've been doing this for like 7 years. I'm still grinding. It feels like if I don't do anything, there's money. I always have to find the next thing. So then I got smarter and started promoting affiliate offers that were recurring. I thought that was smart. But then when I learned about the SaaS mode, I was like, yo, this is the smartest, best type of business. It's baked in reoccurring revenue and it can sell to 8 to 12 times. Like, I kid you not, for me, this is the biggest opportunity I've ever heard of in my life. And that's why I'm going all in on it.
Yeah, and software is the best industry in gen. It's the best business industry out there. So the Elon Musks, the Steve Jobs, I mean, Bill, literally everybody, all these guys are built on technology. Okay. There's real estate and there's technology. One is where you convert assets for tax purposes, the other is where you generate real cash, right? So you have the opportunity to go into software, and our intention is to democratize the software industry by giving you the freedom, by giving you the ability to take features and create your own combinations and subscriptions. But anyways, one more time, can you share a little bit about tomorrow, just for clarity? I know we're going to talk about the gig method. Just give us a few notes as we kind of close out today.
Okay, the gig method is going to be an also redemption style traffic. In case you missed out on that, it's the secret traffic source of the internet that allows you to build trust with strangers and have them pay you in order to become a lead for you, which then will trust you to buy more things that you have to offer. Redemption style traffic is one of the ways that you can build these traffic sources and lead sources and sales sources that are more passive, where you don't have to handhold every single prospect or customer that comes in. And we also learned about marketplaces and ecosystems. That concept is going to hold true for tomorrow. We're going to learn about entirely different marketplaces and ecosystems. But to tap into to the gig method, we won't have to create classes. We're going to create something else, a
Love it.
gig, and we'll talk about what those are, how to do them, and these tomorrow's. Today, if you were to basically create it'd be hard. I would challenge someone to do it, but maybe there's only one person today who was able to take this information and make a class and launch it today. I would give like that's baller. But typically to make a class is gonna be like, oh my gosh, I need like research and think, and it might take you a couple weeks or a month. I hope it doesn't take that long. But on tomorrow's the gig method, it's so fast of the tactics to execute that you'll be able to watch and then that same day get started. It's that fast.
I love it. And just to review the offer we have for this 3-day workshop, if you are brand new and don't have high level just yet, instead of our standard 14-day trial, jump into the 30-day trial and you get all the snapshots and bonuses that is part of this workshop. And you will need high level to get moving forward into the workshop, and look forward to seeing you there. And then if you are wanting to jump into Adrian's journey to his $1 million SaaS run, he just started it last week. From what I know, there's a specific group for it. So if you go to upgrade now, it'll take you inside high level and upgrade to the highest plan, which is our 497 plan. And you can jump in with Adrian. I'm going to provide him a list of folks that upgraded that he's going to provide access to, so that way you can do the $1 million run rate with him. And he's starting out, like he literally just launched his logo and sites, and it just it just barely in the early stages. So he's going to go through and show you the ugly side, the good side, the best side, all of it. I love the transparent approach, Adrian. So I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.
Awesome. See you guys then.
All right, bye everybody.